Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian, and today I'm playing with Choco, Seeker of Paradise. This is a birds deck and a little bit of a landfall deck. Whenever you attack in with birds, you look at that many cards from the top of your deck, put one in your hand, and then can put the rest of the lands you have into play. And then anything that didn't get put into play or into your hand goes into the graveyard. That means that you can trigger landfall, like what all of the Chocobos have. Or you can just get yourself a little bit of card advantage, or you can fill up your graveyard for cards like Uro to escape. You're going to notice that this deck has a lot of birds in it. In fact, this deck is mostly birds. It's got 35 birds and a whole bunch of shapeshifters in it, a couple things that become birds like Roaming Throne and Metallic Mimic, because the more birds you have, the more triggers you get from Choco, and the more lands you can get into play, the more birds you can get into play, and the more fun you can have. There's even some extra synergy between Chocobos and other birds, like Tishar. You're putting those various cards into your graveyard, and Tishar brings them back. You have a mix of flying and non-flying birds because of the Chocobos. Ace Flockbringer and the the Plume Creep Mentor can make those non-flying birds better. Finally getting those Bloomburrow birds some buddies from the Final Fantasy universe. So let's take Choco into the queue and bird up. Zur, Eternal Schemer, can animate your enchantments, making them very powerful, have Death Touch, Lifelink, and Hexproof, as long as Zur is in play. Zur also just passively buffs your other enchantment creatures. Saying hey. Say hey once I get a breeding pool and play a small bird. Hi! I'll tap my already tapped land, and then I will say to them, I'm ready to brawl, school bus. I'll attack for one. Whoa there! Slow down, owl. Kishless Skimmer. Okay, Zur has flying, but not too many other enchantment creatures have flying. One of the biggest upgrades to Zur from the last year was Duskmourn. Duskmourn introduced a lot of really great enchantment creatures, and Final Fantasy introduced some really, really great ones, especially the ones that are the summons. They're really sweet. I guess I can swing in first and then Nadu, or I can Oracle. I like going for Nadu first. That way, if my things get targeted with removal, I'll get some card advantage. And there is some removal that relies on these being tapped. Seal Away comes to mind, so this was me playing this first in case of a Seal Away. Confounding Conundrum. I do have a bunch of ways to have multiple lands enter per turn, like my commander. That would bounce them. I don't really want to spend a turn getting rid of that, but I don't mind the extra lands going to my hand. Like, I really don't. I will put the Jackdaw in hand, put the land in play, and then put it back into my hand. I'm actually going to put, I think, Flood Farm Verge into hand. It just gets me more landfall triggers. It's perfect for Choco. Jimmy Wong's in the chat saying, oh my god, Nadu is not banned in Brawl. And for the longest time, it wasn't banned, and it also wasn't nerfed. But this is the nerfed Nadu. It only triggers a max of 2 times per turn. Unless you have a Displacer Kitten and you keep blinking it, in which case you can just keep activating it. Yeah, Nadu's still really good. Oh, hey, Wingbright Thief. That's one of those digital-only birds. I got that in my deck. Bird? I'm going to use Mockingbird to become a copy of Harrier Strix to tap down Wingbright Thief. Yeah, let's Oracle the Alpha, sure. Okay, never mind. Let's not Oracle the Alpha. Everybody go. Falco in hand, all the lands in play. I do not care if they all get bounced into my hand. Choco is gonna Groko. We go, we go, we go. Put all those forests back in my hand. Oh, thank you, Anonymous Gifter, for gifting a sub to Jimmy Wong so we can watch my Chocobos go for the throat. Hi, Marshall Argyle. He dies. But they're usually the ones who kill him, because they want him to die. If he dies enough, you get a bunch of vampire demon tokens. It's very fun. They're saying hi. Hey! This is Saz's Chocobo. It's the littlest, tiniest thing you've ever seen in your whole dang life, and it's so cute. Just look at it. You're a monster. Fine. I guess just birds aren't sacred to you. Vampires of Ixalan. That was evil. It was evil. Chrome Mox can get them to their commander this turn. 3 mana. Harrier Strix to tap this and get me another mana off of the Bloom Tender. And I could play Choco this turn, but I think I'd rather Herald's Horn and Birds of Paradise. Bird. Bird. Yes, Conquistadors always known for their mercy and tolerance. Ari, that's exactly what they're known for. For friendship. And peace and love. And definitely not, you know, murder and conquest. Ignore that they're conquistadors. Oh, hey, Sephiroth. Are you gonna kill him? Yep. So each time Argyle dies, you have a choice between making the Bloodfast or transforming a Bloodfast and making one. So you either get the land or you get the enchantment. Usually you make the land first. Because then when you get both of them out, you start getting those vampires. Hey, that's not a bird. Herald's Horn. That is distinctly not what I was asking for. Okay, Choco. Buck, 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 buck. Attacking in with both of these. Wait. Okay, fine. Well, then I don't need to attack with my Birds of Paradise. Get out of here, Sephiroth. Stupid jerk. Yes. Still attack for 1. Let me see what's on top of my deck. If it's a bird, it is a bird. I'm going to get it in hand. Yes. Hello again. They can sacrifice him to the land. Reveal to me. Bartz and Boko! Do the thing. I could use Lance. Neither of those would let me play the bird that's in my hand, so I'll put the Skimmer in hand and put these into play. Yeah, bird in the hand, worth doing a bush. And look, 2 bushes. Will they let it die naturally? Yep. Get that trade. Oh no, they pushed Choco. Fine. Okay. Being asked if Raise the Palisade, I think that's how you say that, is in this deck. It's not an arena. So no. It's not. Okay, so now they can sacrifice this. And are the vampires tapped? They're not tapped. And they do have flying. Which is a problem for me. Like, I can kill Argyle and just, like, not attack in. and just wait until I have, like, enough birds. The card not being an arena. Yeah, it was printed, I think, into the commander. Gosh, darn it! It was printed into the commander set, so it's just not here. Oh, traveling Chocobo. Yes. Bop Lily. Tap. They tapped their land, so they couldn't use it to sacrifice him. Bird efficiency. I did put in Reflections of Lityara in this deck, speaking of, like, weird typo cards. And I thought about putting in Taunos. I'm trying to decide, like, which one I would rather have. Taunos or Reflections. Traveling Chocobo. Come be a Chocobo. Yeah! Bird sounds! I gotta kill this roaming throne. Okay, want that one to resolve second. Want this one to resolve first. They're gonna sacrifice Argyle, get their 4 vampires. Taunos feels a little win more. I know, same with Reflections of Lityara, but they're funny. That's too many vampire demons. Yeah, get him. So that's 16 damage of vampire demons. It's fine. An illegal number. Yes. I'm taking it. I already know what it is. It's this. Hey, Derevi. Bird. Untap Bloom Tender. Hold up. Untapping Bloom Tender again. Untap it. Yes, tap it. Untap it. Yes, tap it. Awesome. More birds. Wing Bright Thief. What's in their hand? Gixie Puppeteer and Helping Hand. Okay, great. I'll just hit both of them. Even Interrupter. So I can use it to interrupt this spell, but neither of those spells are that big. So I'd rather, like, check the top. Swain. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, go to combat. Swinging in with birds. And birds. Is it whenever it deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker? Nope, just player. Okay, so only the flyers. And banking that mana doesn't do as much. I just have to make sure I have enough flying blockers, so I'll use you to untap yourself. I'll untap Birds of Paradise. Yes. Yes, and yes. And then I'm going to change what's on top of my deck. Because if it's a bird, it's fine. Island. I'm at 1, it's fine. It is not a bird. Okay, it's not a bird. That could get me. But at least I would gain life if they cast either of those spells.
Another minion never hurts.
They are drawing a card. They're drawing another card. Do I think the Choco deck is worth making in paper? I think Chocobos are really cute. And I think that birds are fun. And it's definitely a way more fun and fair commander than Derevi. Okay, Skyclave Apparition. Thank you. Who gets hit? Derevi? Yeah, that's 100% understandable. Derevi is a mistake. He's a lot less scary if he's not your commander, because he can't just be infinitely cheated into play, but he's still stupid. I'm going to use this Harrier Strix to loot, even though, like, I know bird on top. I want to dig deeper into my deck. Yes, I think a lot of Chocobo decks are just going to be very similar to each other, but that makes sense. They're Chocobo decks. They're birds. Bird type has only so many options. Okay, are any of you things I'd want to become a copy of? No, I think I want to become a copy of Skyclave. So X equals 2. It will be a bird entering, so it should double trigger because of Traveling Chocobo. Oh, because it was discounted. Oh, no. I actually don't get to copy that. I would have had to do X equals 3 because it was being discounted by Herald's Horn. That's fine. I guess I'll turn it into a Harrier Strix and tap down 2 of these. Maybe I can go for the lethal swing this turn. Except they can make more flyers. My bad. I didn't get the double exile things. Thank you, Chulane, for doing Chulane things. I guess I could use Chulane, put it back into my hand, and do it again. More birds! Birds. Gaining life, putting things into play. Tishar can recur Uro a bunch of times. As long as I am casting a legendary or artifact. So I could do this for X equals 0. To get even more triggers. Uro, come back. Well, this is very much a game of bird up. Yes. Thank you, Goose Mama. There can be a lot of these. This is very much foul play. Yeah, all the alternate commanders are doing work here. I'll go to combat. I will swing in with Aven Interrupter and Kishless Skimmer. Kishless Skimmer is pretty nice, though, with, like, the Uro looping. They're letting it happen. Awesome. They are paying more life. Sacrificing this to gain a life. And getting 2 more vampires. Liliana can reanimate it, or reanimate the throne. Nope, they're going for... Hi, Marshall Argyle. Hi, Marshall Argyle. Welcome back. You are scaring me with the 3 life thing. 1 life? They sacrifice him. You have more vampire demons. Is there a plan? I don't know if there's a plan. They're back up to 2. The plan was die. We got there. Kenrith the Returned King. King Dad over here can do it all. He can draw you cards, make your creatures bigger. He can reanimate things. He can gain an absurd amount of life. Seriously, why does he gain life at such a good rate? I don't understand. And because he's in 5 colors, you can just play him as 5-color good stuff. Oh, whoops, I should have played the Razor Verge there. I was just too busy thinking like, oh, I want a double spell next turn. And I can. Don't kill my water. It's just a bird. My commander doesn't even have flying. It doesn't get discounted. See? Thank you. Bird. Bird 2. I'll drop this Razor Verge Thicket since it's coming in tapped. Leyline Binding. Aw, okay. Lusher Shredder is a good bird. They're spelunking so that our lands come in untapped. Good if you've got lots of 5-color fixin'. We'll go for Choco here. Swing in with these beautiful birds. Ace Flockbringer in hand. And a Temple Garden into play. Bird, bird. I agree. I can use Mockingbird to clone something, too. Urban Evolution. Oh, okay. Very Simic. Hawkbringer, are you the one who copies? Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna use Patchwork Banner, naming Bird, then Traveling Chocobo. I'll drop the Faceless Agent. It's card advantage, but that's not really what I crave right now. Landfall will get doubled because of Traveling Chocobo. And I'll swing in with all of these. I'll put Castrol in hand. Cavern of Souls, naming Bird in play. Choco, I need you to bring the beats. They're down to 6. And I'm not playing the Mockingbird because I think they're going to wipe the board or do something similarly egregious here. I'd rather have this to, I don't know, like double Traveling Chocobo. If it doesn't die. They don't take an extra turn. I don't know what this Kenrith is doing. Other than ramping. They have ramped. They have ramped. And now they're wrathing. Move my commander to the command zone. The other birds can come back, though, which is kind of nice. Choco was too high mana value to come back. Ooh, okay. Skyclave, drop. It's not kicked, so they only get 1. So that's 2 damage. Castrol can reanimate. I want to save that. Bring back Jackdaw. Yeah, bring back Jackdaw. Actually, I haven't played land yet this turn. Thankfully, we're decent at rebuilding here. Hello, roaming throne. Legally not a bird, but it's a bird to me. There's the emergent ultimatum. Not much of a surprise. There's also not much I could do about it. So what 3 egregious cards do you get off emergent ultimatum? Farewell, Atali, and Sunfall. So no matter what, it's a board wipe. So I may as well get board wiped twice. Why would a bird need a throne? To poop on. And they're all exiling board wipes. So my Jackdaw Savior reanimation didn't do much. Ramp into 3 turns worth of wipes. Yeah, okay, but like, what if... Imagine this. Roaming throne, right? It's a bird. Okay, you're picturing it? You're seeing my vision? Okay, what if there were 2 roaming thrones that were birds? Mm-hmm. And then what if also there was a Birds of Paradise, which is, and this is gonna blow your mind, a bird. Yeah? You're seeing my vision? Genesis Ultimatum. All right, let's see what 5 cards they get. Looked like 3 lands and 2 mystery cards. They still have 6 mana to work with. Burb. No, wait. Come on, let me get the extra Choco triggers. All right, well, I win. Teferi Temporal Pilgrim, as they draw cards, he gets more loyalty, and he's going to have a token that grows. He's pretty hard for a sweet little Chocobo deck like me, because it's going to be chock full of mass bounce spells and counter spells. Thankfully, I do have a turn 1 bird, and it can't be countered. In fact, none of my birds that I cast with Cavern of Souls can be countered. That is why this is a nice hand, and I tap your island. That's right. Get him, Harrier Strix. Yeah, this bird's a hoot. Ominous Seas. As they draw cards, they get counters. And I'll swing in. If they play a creature, I can exile it. I don't have that much interaction, though. Might need to save it. Yeah, okay. I understand that. They're demolishing my cavern. And I guess I'll use that to get a forest, so I don't need to use the Pain Land. Creatures in a Teferi deck. He makes a token! Faceless Agent, come be a bird for me! Oh my god, look, he got a bird. This is a creature that is everything. Birds included. Why'd you bolt that in? Choco's not resolving. I'm not playing Choco yet. I don't trust like that. Do I have any flightless birds in a deck that aren't Choco? Yeah. Faceless Agent, Awestruck Signet. There's actually a whole bunch of them. Oh, Roaming Throne. The Raise a Chocobo token. Okay, it was a Neutralize. Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. What do you think you're doing? Having flyers. That's for me. I'm the one who has birds. Don't counter Choco. Fine. If you're gonna counter Choco, at least get that thing out of here. It's a bird perch. It is a bird perch. Alright, I'll swing in. This does no damage, but that doesn't matter. This is up to 4 counters. Halfway to Krakens. Hello, Teferi. I assume gonna go for the -2. Yep, there's the spirit token. I am going to try to get Choco out. It resolved? Okay, this at face and these at Teferi. I don't have to attack a player for this to trigger. Nice. Tishar in hand and 2 lands. Great news, Teferi died. I feel like they could have expected that, though. Well, they're at potentially 6 mana this turn, though, which does mean they could, like, River's Rebuke. Oh, or play a different Teferi. Teferi Master of Time. Yeah, let's go chicken nuggets. Bark, 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 bark. I want to do this first. Tishar. Into Roaming Throne. I know I could hold Plume Creed Escort, but I'm going for this. So that is historic. It is an artifact that grabs me Plume Creed Mentor. Plume Creed Mentor is going to give +1/+1 to Choco. Speaking of things that care about non-flying birds, okay. Bird. Double triggers the evolve here.
Time's up.
And Teferi is dying. But Choco's not going to get a trigger, because Choco doesn't exist. If they use a sorcery speed bounce, Choco, again, doesn't exist and would still remain in play. Chocobo Racetrack. Gonna try bouncing that, removing its abilities, be making it utterly insignificant. Bird. Winning. Heck yeah. Yeah, we're gonna be double buffing, growing things. Bird up. It's Muldrotha. It doesn't say Muldrotha, but that is a Muldrotha on my opponent's side of the board. I have a Delighted Halfling I cannot play here. And all my birds start on 3. So I'm gonna mulligan. And it's about the same, but I do like that I have the Cloud Fin and I have the Get Lost here. Yes, this is Muldrotha, who allows you to replay and recast permanents from your graveyard, but only one of each type a turn. Behold, a bird mutant. He's just a weird little freak guy. Look at him. What the hell's going on with him? Don't even want to know. Another bird. Play this before combat to try to evolve my raptor. And I scry, and I want to land. You are not a land. You are Bartz and Boko. Land, please. Ooh, Crucible, so they can just keep replaying that Fabled Passage until they run out of basics. I'll swing in with these two. Get Lost can't hit artifacts. It can hit enchantments, but it can't hit this. Look at all those chickens. I'll get through land one day, you'll see. There's 40 lands in this deck. Not that you'd be able to tell. Eldest Reborn. Okay, RIP Silver Raven. And they'll be able to bring it back, but at least this way it won't be reanimating right away. Ha! Third land! I can go with the Flockbringer. It's not doing too much for me. Jackdaw Savior. This is bigger beater. Who needs lands in their landfall deck? Me. Ha! Bird! Go! What? Am I plagued by madness? Yes. Is it bird-related madness? Also yes. But .jpeg, thank you for the 46-month resub. Okay. They killed one of my birds, so I get a slightly more different bird. Side quest, raise a bird. Oh, I can't cast that. I guess I could put it into hand and hope I hit a land, though. I think there's better things. Oh, but think about it, Amy. Think of all the Chocobo. No, you don't need a Chocobo. Put into play. Perfect. It is a tapped land, but that's not terrible since I have Provisioner. I say putting it in the graveyard. I have enough mana for Castrol, so that's probably what I'm doing. I need an army of chickens. This is an army of chickens! They're just silly little birds. I can make more birds. They can bounce my bird copies. I'm going for Castrol. And I'm gonna hit 2 lands. Okay, I hit 1 land. So unfortunately, Choco's gonna get bodied here. But... decline! Castrol has text. Choco, return! See, Castrol has text. And they do not like that Castrol has text. Crucible of Worlds is a giant hourglass. You can even see, like, the sand trickling down in the art. Except it's, like, the weird death stuff going into the life stuff. It's, I guess, the mulched up trees becoming the new fresh trees. Alright, they're able to bounce Choco before attacks, which would kind of stop my thing here. Do I have any way around that? Not really. Go for Castrol again. They didn't bounce it. Sure. I'll put this into my hand and this one into play tapped. I have not yet cast not yet played a land for turn. Okay, they're just drawing. Got them down to 5. My bird-related madness grows. I'm going to return Jackdaw Savior. Bird. So am I going to get mass discarded here? Sorry, Reflections of Lityara. I already have my birds. How's the Final Fantasy set? Here's my my key opinion piece. Okay, ready? It has Chocobos in it, so it's the best set of all time. It has Chocobos in it, so clearly it's the best set of all time. Chocobos win. Bok bok. It's Tifa Lockhart. Landfall doubles her power. So if you can get some counters on her or some other buffs, she very quickly becomes a problem. And she loves to be a problem because, well, she wants to kick you to death. Ideally on like turn 3 or 4. Not a turn 1 turbo ramp. It's good for me, I guess. I can hold up the wash away for her. I think that's probably a good idea. And I'll just let this Cloudfin Raptor chill, sit, hang. Looks like I could play a bird there, but it's not a bird that's doing anything. I guess it gives this one extra power. Ooh, Fanatic of Ronus. Very quickly will tap for 4. Get him, chicken. Get him, fake chicken. I feel like I could probably build a Tifa deck using my Bristly Bill deck, taking out a couple of the slower landfall and big ramp pieces, and adding in more of the, like, giant growth type cards and Audacity. Similar, like, very good green buffs. I'll probably end up building her at some point. Maybe do, like, a Brawl Stars mini for her, because I feel like the diversity of games with Tifa isn't going to be that good. I name bird. It is a bird and everything I know and love is a bird. Bird. Gonna move that patchwork banner away because I'd rather just get a land here. Silver Raven. Cool, 1-drop bird. They've got 4 mana to start. Bringing out Tifa. They have 1 mana off Fanatic of Ronus. Yeah, now they're like, okay, fine. Uncounterable Tifa. Ooh, 2 mana. I feel like I recognize this person's name. I think they might be somebody who's in chat sometimes. It's Choco! Brat! And I didn't play a land yet per turn, so I can also put a land in hand. Okay, well, it wouldn't get me any casts here. So I will put Bart's and Boko in hand, because I could use some more removal, and then put that into play. Metallic Mimic goes into the graveyard. Cool. So how many landfalls do you think they'll get next turn? Okay, Tifa is now a base 2 power. It's like landfall, then this taps for 4. You could scape shift me to death. Ooh, wait, got a giant growth first. Gotta have it. Circuitous root. That's going to double. She's Mossborn Hydraing over here. Okay, she's hitting for 20. Whiff. They did not whiff. She becomes 80 power and kicks my sweet little bird. Beep, beep. GG, Tifa. It's Vivi. Vivi's very scary. I have like an incredible bird in hand, but this starts on 3. I do get the Surveil on turn 1, though, and I have a ton of 1 and 2 drops in my deck that I'm going to try to find. This is going to be a tough matchup, though, because Vivi has very good lines, and really needs to be killed immediately. I don't have much removal in my deck. I took it out to add more birds. That's not a joke. I had originally built this deck with a ton of interaction, and then like running just kind of the best birds, but I kept matching up against incredibly strong cards. And I don't just mean like the new commanders that are strong. I mean existing really strong commanders. Didn't stand a chance, this poor Choco. Does a lot better as just like a birds type of deck. Pure bird. Can't decide if I want to go for like... I don't have the untap on Derevi here. So I think I'll go for Nimble Obstructionist, just like flashing it out. And I could cycle it if they like fetch land for Vivi or something. Okay, Midnight Clock. Yeah, Vivi's so good. It's Choco! Swinging in! I would rather have the Ledger Shredder. Patchwork. I'm gonna go Patchwork for here, because I have that Derevi. Yeah, Vivi just very quickly gets huge, generates a ton of mana, and deals a ton of damage. I built a Vivi deck before the set came out, and I feel like there are better ways to build Vivi than how I built him. It's just going to take a lot of like tweaking to kind of perfect the Vivi Storm. Get my Choco landfall. Derevi. They have 3 mana up, so this resolving would be kind of a surprise. I can't cheat Derevi out in this format. Or if it's not my commander, I should say. Okay. Mine is Guidewing, swinging in with birds. Yeah, I was kind of relying on that resolving. It didn't. That's fine. Let's put some lands into play. Go, Choco. Go, Choco. Go! Early Arcane Bombardment. At least that's fun. So they'll have to pay the 5 at the start of their next turn. Or stifle the Pact trigger. But they still have 3 mana. 4 mana. 5 mana. 6 mana. Yeah, this person's playing a bunch of like ways to buff Vivi. You could cast that bulk up. But then you'd only have 4 mana left. What is that card? It's normal. Rusty Nuke, thank you for the 21-month resub. Yeah, I didn't build my Vivi around buffing him at all. I found it unnecessary. But if you're going for like the Turbo Vivi Storm, it does work. Okay, so Castrol, Bartz and Boko. Awesome. I'm going to go Bartz and Boko. Actually, land first. Get my landfall trigger. Bartz and Boko. Bop the Vivi. And then I have lethal. A perfect chicken storm against a Vivi storm. Calyx, Destiny's Hand. Calyx can exile things or find you enchantments. I've got a turn 2 bird, a turn 3 bird, a turn 4 bird, and I don't even know when this will come out, but it's a bird. And it's removal. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit planeswalkers, but maybe the birds can hit the planeswalkers because they have flying. It's all coming together. I'll start with this Flooded Strand, just planning on getting either a Surveil land or a Triome. Okay, Fortified Village on their side. Comes in tapped. Yeah, let's go for the Hedge Maze. Overgrown Farmland. I could use a 4th land because that gets me to Choco. Chalk this in. Play Kishla Skimmer. I don't have that many things that leave my graveyard in this deck. I have like Uro, but it's still a good bird. It's a 2-mana 2/2 flyer. What more could you ask for in a birds deck? Birds? Yes, you could ask for birds. I will play a bird. Its name is Thieving Haven. It's a very good bird. It's one of the best birds ever printed. In fact, I would say that like 4 of the best birds in this deck are arena-only cards. So shout out to the Alchemy team for putting the bird type line on so many good cards. Okay, I could either Choco swing in, or I could Metallic Mimic Bartz and Boko, take out Setessan and Champion so they don't get the card advantage. I think I'm going to do that, and I can do it post-combat to let the Thieving Haven steal a card first. So let's see what I get. These are all cards I want to deny, like, from their deck, but none of them are ones I think I'd really want to play. So I will make sure I leave up double green, Metallic Mimic, naming bird, peep peep. Use my bird to pop that bird. Awesome. Berthamelitis gets them a plains, and then gets them a wall, and then they gain some life. Uh-oh, seal away. I assume Thieving Haven. Yeah. I have like 2 enchantments in this deck. Oh my god, it's one of my enchantments. I'm playing Choco. I would like to put the Roaming Throne in hand and the 2 lands in play. Bok Bok. I feel like they'll trade into the Metallic Mimic. And they'll also leave. Sweet. GG. Spawn Hunter. You want her to be tapped so you can get more survivors. I've got, I guess, a turn 1 bird. I can set up to start cloning things. I got the Goose Mama. This doesn't seem like a bad hand to me. Yeah, Rip is really good with creatures and vehicles. It's good with other survivors. The vehicles get used to tap the survivors. And there's a couple digital-only survivors that make the deck even better. I liked Rip. Rip and Tear. Not quite as fun as Wily Duke, though. I love Wily Duke. Oracle? This is too much land stuff. Put it in the trash. I'm only sort of a landfall deck. I'm a birds deck. I like Goose Mama. Attentive Sunscribe. Oh, it's another card that cares about being tapped. I will place the Goose. And the Awestruck Signet, well, that's a hard one to say, is going to look up in awe at the Goose Mother and say, wow, you know how to fly? If I see 3 cards that know how to fly, I'll learn how to fly. Tyvar can also tap things on demand, becoming indestructible. Trying to decide if this is my Choco turn, or if this is my killing an Awestruck Signet turn. I could also Roaming Throne. I'm gonna go for the Provisioner. Hello, Tyvar. Get a treasure, swing in with Goose Mama. Eat a food. Delicious. You know, I should have gotten the Albiorix out first. I forgot he cares about the tokens getting eaten. Let's get loose with the goose. We got the Goose Mama and the Goose Papa. Perfect. More geese. I think that Wizards of the Coast, by the way, is so right for making geese into terrifying monsters. They're very right for it. Geese are scary. So are turkeys. Are you gonna tap Rip? Ooh, Amara, everybody's getting tapped because they are convoking. It's the whole honkin' family. Thanks, Marco Polo. Amara's gonna conjure another card that has convoke. You don't think geese need help on the terrifying front? Oh, they do not. Choco! They conceded. It's because my chickens are awesome. Titus, Yuna's Guardian. This is the pre-con Titus. Hey there. How you doing? Let's go ahead and get ourselves a bird. They're going to be doing counter manipulation, moving counters from one creature to another, and drawing cards when they hit me with creatures with counters on them. Now, those can be lore counters on their sagas, or it could just be like any kind of counter. Doesn't matter. If it's a counter, it's a counter. I can go for maximum bird here, so I will. Gonna use this Verdant Catacombs, grab my Selesnya land. Life is a resource. Kishless Skimmer. Healer's Hawk. Next turn, birds. They have made Titus uncounterable. Or whatever legend's uncounterable. Does Choco resolve? Okay, does Choco live? They told Choco to get lost. Great news, though. Kishless Skimmer sees my commander leave the graveyard and draws me a card. There's not a lot of interaction with Kishless Skimmer in this deck, but when you get it, it feels real good. Not only is it a 2-mana 2/2 flyer, it sometimes draws you a card. Like when your commander dies. Titus, if you come out here, I am going to kill you. I see you've accepted my threat. I will play a Plains and go for Castrol. Castrol is the other bird synergy card. There's not many of them. So you gotta play the ones that you got. Now, I can use Castrol to cheat out Bart's and Boko and kill that. I think I'd rather use it to cheat out Roaming Throne. Oh, wait. Not technically a bird yet. Whatever, I'll kill your Hobbit. Die. I forgot. It's not a bird while it's in hand. It's only a bird when it's in play. Castrol's weirdly like bird reanimation. Hi, Titus. Bird up. Beep, beep. Yep. Birds. I will go for +1/+1 counters and more +1/+1 counters. Awesome. What's on top? That's a bird. Put that bird in the trash. Falco Spara. Hey, that's a bird. It doesn't win them the game, but it is a bird. Croxa and Kunaros. I have a hand that starts on 3, even though I have the Surveil. I do get to draw, but all these things being 3-drops, like even Interrupter is really good against Croxa and Kunaros. I don't think it's what I want. I've played against this person a bunch before, too. All right, I'll take this. It's got a Chocobo. It's got a birds. It's got birds for days. I think I actually start with the Gilded Goose. Hit him with the honk. Priest of Fell Rights. That is a reanimation card. Saz's Chocobo. Make my Chocobo Choco grow! And I'm gonna use my Gilded Goose to Farseek. Crux and Kunaros, by the way, is... It's kind of like giving a big reanimation, but only if you have enough cards to reanimate. You have to fill up your graveyard, usually by killing stuff, self-milling, all of that stuff, until you get to the point where you can just play or attack with Crux and Kunaros, exile 5 cards, and then cast the last one. Or I guess it doesn't cast it, it just brings it into play. Let's see if they surveil a big nasty into the graveyard. They don't! It was a land! They kill my Chocobo. That's fair. I will name bird, and I will play a bird, and I will attack with a bird. I will put that in my hand. It's not a land. Ah. Don't need to deal damage. Just need to bird. It's not fair. It was a baby. Saz is going to be heartbroken that you would do that. That was his son. I assume. I'll be honest, I don't quite understand what's going on in any of these cards. Masked Vandal, I'm gonna get rid of Ironcrag. Delete Ramp. Daughter. Oh, is Saz's Chocobo a girl chicken? Thank you so much for letting me know. I never would have known on my own. A chick. Great. These are both really good cards for me. I think I'll go for Traveling Chocobo and just kind of hoping that I don't get board wiped here. Why is Saz in this deck? He's not a bird. Yes, but he can tutor Jarevi, who is a bird. You're afraid of a deadly cover-up? Maybe you should be afraid of Flage, who got put into the graveyard and can deal 3 damage to my Traveling Chocobo. And then be escaped, I think. No, they don't have the colors because that only taps for black. In you go. I miss out on 1 damage by not playing this first. Or sorry, playing this first. Also that. But I'm trying to decide what I want to do with this because I am afraid of like big removal. I'm planning on flashing in Mind Sensor. Okay, Crabomination. I know what's on top of my deck. It's not very scary. It's a land. You're gonna get a card from my graveyard. Mostly not scary. Mostly not super impactful. And of course they hit the Mind Sensor, the thing I was holding in my hand. I think you play that. How's Choco doing? Chocotastic. I've got not quite enough to kill them with Bartz and Boko here, so I'll play Falco first. Bop the crab. They can potentially bring it back. Okay, wait, I'm getting lore. I'm getting lore for the Chocobo. So apparently Saz's Chocobo is Chocolina and it turns into a beautiful woman bird. Thank you so much for the information. It's always weird finding out about Final Fantasies for the Final Fantasies you didn't play. That's a good bird right there. So Crux and Kunos, able to reanimate, I guess Crabomination or Flayed. Yeah, Crabomination's the choice. So what do you hit? Racetrack? Saz? They got a Skimmer? Baby Chocobo? And the man who raises the baby Chocobo. Well, that's the only one that flies. I don't need that. I need more. Yeah, Choco, you can swing in. Oh. Nice. Yeah, let me get rid of that Crux and Kunos. I should have swung with more. I didn't know that's what I was gonna get off the top. I can't play that. I just don't have the colors, but I can use the Chocobo Racetrack to get another Chocobo. And I guess another Gilded Goose. I think I could have put the clone, by the way, onto Bartz and Boko, so I would have repeatable removal, even though the clones would die. It probably would have been worth it. I forgot after that, like, you can clone legends. They just die. But that's fine. Alright, they're cycling Angel of Ruins. They don't have enough mana for Crux and Kunos. They can reanimate something with Priest of Fellrights. If board wipe, then I guess I get a tiny Chocobo. Could be worse. Valgavoth in the graveyard, but they're 1 mana short of reanimating with the Priest of Fellrights, though that is one heck of a card. Look, if things leave your graveyard, you draw a card. Okay. We use the Heath to fetch, get another little Bug-a-Bug, get another Chocobo, swing in, birds wins. By the events of Final Fantasy 13-2, Chocolina has been granted the ability to assume a human form by the goddess Etro. That is my kind of bird. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. The bird really is the word. And I'm so glad that we have a, I'll say, better bird typal commander than Castrol. Castrol was cool, but there just weren't enough birds, and it felt like for 5 mana, it wasn't the most impactful ability. Whereas Choco doesn't even need to attack. Choco gets better with the more birds you have, so you can swarm in with a flock of flying and non-flying birds to get tons and tons of triggers and lots of cards. I think that this deck is pretty fun. If you like typal decks, it's definitely one worth trying. And as I mentioned at one point in the video, this deck had to go through a major rework because I first built it as a bit more of a tempo deck, but it was matching against really difficult commanders. I moved it to be almost entirely birds, and now it's got, you know, a pretty good win rate. It's winning over 60% of its games, and it's got birds in it. And I love birds. They're so fun. If you're looking for the deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And if you have an opinion on if Chocobos say Wark or Que, please let me know in the comments. I personally think they go, but like you can't type that. It doesn't really work. If there's another commander you'd like to see from Final Fantasy, please let me know, because I'm trying to brew as many of them as I can before I go to Vegas, and there's a lot of them to brew. There's over 100 of them. So please let me know if there's one you really want to see. I have a lot of people who have suggested Urza. I don't really want to brew Urza, but if enough people ask for it, maybe I'll do it. for you. Not because I like Paradox Engine combos, I would do it for you. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.